That was really quick. What happened?
What happened there?
I don't have no
Do it
idea, but I
again.
guess. Oh, there's Dan.
There he is.
Better
He
late
snuck
than
in.
never. You all right, everybody?
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm
He
so
snuck
sloppy.
in.
I've left the bag behind. I haven't even bothered tidying up.
Have you been, Dan? People have been worried
Yeah,
about
all right,
you.
all right. Yeah, a bit rough, but not too bad, thanks.
That's good.
Oh, bless
I'm
you.
glad.
What
People
you
have
gonna
been
do, eh? What you gonna do?
Wow.
It's all that vacationing you did that got you that COVID.
It is, yeah. That's the thing. Never relax. As soon as you relax, mate, that's it. You've had it. You're finished.
Yep.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I'm feeling good, thank you.
Oh,
Hi,
I will, I
William.
am.
All good, thank you, Sarah. Evening, Bri.
evening, Bri. Do you know Bry's been out and he's been looking at some really beautiful things. Some waterfall or something he's been showing on his
saw
thing.
that.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
And
been
he said
getting
he-
out and about.
And he said he would take me with him one of these days when I come out that way. So,
Well, there you go. Was that on social media? Was it on Facebook or?
well, yeah, his page on Facebook.
I'll have to check that out then. I'll have to check it out.
Check out Bri.
Check out
Well,
Bri.
Tonight, guys, our special guest. Oh, I'm jumping all over the place. I don't know what's going on with my internet. No, it's me. I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm not a special guest.
No.
Well, it's special to see you, Dan, but
I'm special, but I'm not a special guest.
No special needs.
Exactly.
But yeah, our special guest is none other than Eric himself.
Young Eric.
Young? I think I'm older than you, Dan.
About what? You? There's no way you're in your 30s.
No, I'm in my 50s. I turned 52 this year. Well,
I'm older than you, bub.
Yeah. You are?
56.
Oh, really? Wow. Oh, you're the same age as
I'm
my
older
wife.
than you.
There you go. How old are you, Viv?
A lady never reveals.
Yep.
You mean that's women always say that when they get to an age where they don't feel comfortable.
What do you mean? Don't feel
I'm never uncomfortable. I'm never uncomfortable.
You can ask that question of a woman in her 20s, fine. The 30s, fine. Anything above that, you're in dangerous territory. You're in minefield territory.
Just put it this way. I have come to the age where a lady's best friend is her tweezers.
Do you know I've come to the age where a man's best friend is a Zimmer frame.
Yeah.
We got some more hellos.
Hiya, Lorna.
Yoo-hoo, darling.
Hi, Rita. Hope you're doing well.
Hello, sis.
Sarah thought you were 25. There you
go. Sarah, you're my best mate ever in the world. I'll pay you later.
Hi, Nicola. Hope you're well.
Get yourself a cup of tea, love, and put your feet up. You deserve it. You've been working hard all day.
Oh, you don't want to do that. Like that. Young pups.
Oh, Bri.
Bri's not that old.
So, we're going to be probing young Eric about finding out who he is. What is he about? What does he do? What does he make? What does he think? What's his favourite band?
Ooh. Oh, God.
Hey, that'll give you something to think about.
Yeah.
Go on, Dan. You start the ball rolling.
I was going to say, what is your favourite band? So long as it's metal, you're all right. If there's anything else, you're out.
Well, my favorite band of all time is Metallica. So.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Okay,
nice.
Metallica, and then the second one is Iron Maiden. So.
Cool. Excellent. Good man.
Ooh, Iron Maiden. Can't get enough of little Brucey Dickinson.
Well, I love them because they have that a cappella metal. You know, they're really well voiced and they sound great live too. So
brilliant band. Are you Annette?
Oh, Nettie.
Are you Annette? Yeah, young man, Bri, young man.
So, before we really kick this podcast off, I've got something serious to say, guys.
Quality.
I want to send a thought out to those guys in Florida and those that are experiencing this very serious hurricane that's about to hit.
Yes.
Anyone and any of our friends out in Florida, I have messaged one earlier today. Please stay safe. Keep yourself out of danger. And we just hope this thing passes quickly and doesn't hit you too bad. But yeah, we just wanted to say that our thoughts are with you right now. And, we hope that it passes through with as little damage as possible to all of you. Okay. So I've said that now, Dan. I feel better.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a nasty thing, and hopefully it'll scoot through with as little damage no damage, hopefully, but as little damage as possible with gravity. And just be safe and be careful out there because it's just be safe.
So Eric.
Yes.
We want to know, where are you from and what is your forte, the interest that gets you most? What is it about you that we need to know? Come on.
You need to know? There's nothing that you need to know.
I want to know. You need to know.
Okay. Well, I'm from Wisconsin in the USA. It's a colder climate of America. It's up by close to Michigan.
Okay.
If anybody knows where that is.
Yeah.
I've been really getting into this cryptid thing lately with the Bigfoot. I tell you that. I've been falling into that, listening to you guys and listening to Grizzly on his shows. Yeah.
He does a good show, does Grizzly, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he does.
He does a very good show, does Grizzly.
So do you, are you into like the ghost side of things at all, Eric?
I try to be. I mean, like I said, for the longest time, because of COVID, there hasn't been anybody asking for help or anything to do around here. You know, just recently we started being able not to have to stand 6 feet away from each other. So,
when did that all stop over there for you, where you are? When did that all stop? That
a couple months ago.
As recent as that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And how do you feel now that they're talking about it starting all up again and that? How do you feel about it now?
I still stay 6 feet away from people. I did to begin with, so, you know.
I was going to say, it's not a bad rule of thumb as it is it?
Yeah.
To be fair, I think the guys over in America their stance on paranormal and ghost hunting is a little bit different from ours, Dan.
I think you're right.
Do you do events over there at all,
They
Eric?
do, but they're kind of far away from me. I haven't had one in Wisconsin. At least I haven't heard one for a few years now. So, but Chicago has one. That's not that far away. That's 3 hours away from me. 3, 4.
Still a long way.
Yeah,
It is
and
a
they're
long
more
way. It's a long
expensive here
drive.
too. So,
there are many teams where you are, Eric?
no.
No.
There was only one Wisconsin team near me, and they stopped doing everything because of COVID.
Well, they haven't got back into the swing of it yet.
Nope, because like I said, no one wants them to come over to your house and stuff
No.
like that. So,
People still nervous, I suppose, aren't they?
Yep.
So is there not many sort of historical buildings that you could go to over there?
No, unfortunately, we have a bad habit of tearing our old buildings down and making parking lots.
We've been guilty of that over the years ourselves.
Yeah.
But surely the land out there's got to be pretty.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I mean, there was a couple in Wausau where I lived before, and that's only like what, 3, 4 hours away again. And the landmark was an old historic hotel that was haunted, and I lived there. And then there was the theater, the Grand Theater, which was supposed to be haunted, and it was. I went there with a local team before I even met my wife. So
yeah. And does your wife she's into paranormal as well, or is it just
no? She wasn't until she met me. Yeah, she comes along with the deal.
Grudgingly. Like all of our partners, grudgingly. My wife wouldn't do it; she won't entertain it. But it's good that you got somebody. It's good that you got somebody that will go along with you.
And well, I was okay to tell you more of the story about me. I was married once before. I was married for 6 years, and it didn't last very long. It wasn't very good. I am very fortunate I met my wife because she literally saved my life by making me get surgery for my stomach, which I was 445 pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
We'd never ever think that. Looking at you.
No, never in a million years.
I always tell her I'm half the man I used to be.
I was going to say, did that change your life? Did that change your life dramatically?
Oh yeah, dramatically. I can do anything I want now instead of feeling like my back's going to give out, my knees are going to give out. And
now you're a born again man. How long ago did you have the surgery, Eric?
Oh, it'd be over 10 years now? Yeah. Over 10 years now I had the stomach surgery?
I think so.
Yeah, over 10 years now.
Wow. You're doing well then.
Yeah.
You're doing excellently well. Well, it's good. It's paid off for you. That's good. That's great. That's brilliant. So, go on, Viv, sorry.
I was going to ask Eric, and there's a message, there's a thing in the chat, which I will show, but Bry's asking, if it comes up, there's native Indian stuff near you, Eric. So he wants to know about the Native American history with Wisconsin.
Well, I don't know much about the history, but I do know there was burial grounds in High Cliff State Park, which is not that far away from me. But again, because of COVID. Oh yeah,
go and investigate that.
If I had a chance to, we haven't been out there in about 3 years right now. So,
mind you, what did the Native Americans think about, like, white man or Europeans going out there and investigating?
I don't think they mind. I mean, it's a big national park, so I'm sure there's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they close like at a certain time at night, but if I went out there myself in the woods during the day, there's not very many people around,
So you can do it without flying under the radar, as it were.
Yeah.
Well, they must have places that they don't want you to go, that they don't want people to.
Well, you got to buy
disrespect.
Well, you don't dig up the places and stuff like that. You don't mess with them. I mean, and you can tell they're burial grounds because they're big mounds,
Oh, that's proper ancient culture. That's ancient culture stuff, isn't it?
But not only that, I'm sure that because it's what it is,
Mm.
and they close the gates at night, there'll be a lot of cryptid goings on as well, and God knows
I
what
don't know.
else.
There's supposed to be a Bigfoot near us, but I've never seen it. And like I said, where I lived in Wausau before, I used to spend my life out in the woods. We'd get up in the morning, eat breakfast, go play in the woods, all day long. Climb trees that are 400 feet tall all the way to the top.
Blimey. How did you get down?
The same way I got up.
Fire brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swing like a monkey through the trees.
That's the thing. When you're a kid, you've got no fear, have you?
Nope,
So when you get
none at
older,
all.
you start to question it. When mortality starts creeping, you start thinking, "Oh, hang on, I'm not going to be doing that."
Well,
So
see,
I mean, that's been a great childhood.
yeah, I did. I was the only child, and going out in the woods by myself. Hey, parents, go play outside. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lived
Not
in the
childhood like
country,
that
so I
anymore.
didn't have to worry about the streets at all. Just go out my back door and I'm in the woods.
Is it like that where you are now? Then
No, here it's more of a town. We're like in the back part of town, but it's still town. There's no big forest or anything here.
is it a peaceful, nice town?
Yeah, it's a nice town. We have our little problems, but not as much as the big cities do. So
Yeah, big cities always trump out on problems, don't they?
yeah.
Stop bringing Trump into things. We're not getting political.
Who said that?
You.
Me, I didn't say. Oh no, Trump! Not Trump. Trump is in the word Trump.
Trump it
Not
out.
not the surname. The word Trump.
See, I still haven't gotten a hold of that either. Surnames and regular names. I'm like, okay, my name is just Eric Thompson.
Eric Thompson.
Eric the
What's
Trump.
the one to say, Viv?
Oh, I'll go up there. Hang on.
Right, oh yeah, sorry. It's also an Alma. Gone.
Right, Lorna.
Yeah, in the current cemeteries, he's right. They don't, but
there are quite a few stories centered around the huge national parks you have there. People disappearing or seeing paranormal entities, etc.
The 411, isn't it?
Polides, isn't it?
Yeah.
It keeps moving.
I was reading what William said because I can see his comment on the side.
It's also an Owlman area.
Yep.
But we don't need to about him.
We've heard that. Well, Chicago has most of that sighting. They claim that, but.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, and it's also my initials too.
It is. I didn't know that.
He's got a long neck like E.T.
There is a mine of information.
Have you got a finger like E.T.?
He has got
And also,
and it lights up.
Also, Jason Voorhees, Crystal Lake was filmed here too in Wisconsin.
Oh,
was it really?
Yep.
I'll be doing investigations there. Yeah.
Dan.
Is that Rita?
Yeah, she saw you give the middle finger, so. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit delay on her end, so.
Some Native American tribes don't let non-natives in their current cemeteries. I don't think of any of the tribes.
Yeah. A lot of the current ones aren't national parks.
They'd let me in.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would. I'd chat them up. Oh, I think she's asking about Owlman. What is it?
What's Owlman? It's an owl that looks like a man. It has a man body, owl head and owl wings, I think, and glowing red eyes.
Bloody hell. Them farmers are busy today, still harvesting. Excuse the noise that you're going to hear in the background.
No, that's okay. We're going to have that soon, too. Labor Day weekend, or around Labor Day.
Oh!
Are you, William? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Devil are you, Mr. Southey? It's good to see you.
Thanks a lot, Bri.
What did he say? Oh, yeah.
She's answering Brian. Dan.
I can hear in the background I'm talking to Brian.
So, recently you have become an engineer of paranormal equipment.
Trying to be.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
I can a little bit. I mean, it's basically simple stuff. I make. Oh, you can hear it go off now. It's gonna go off because I'm holding on to it.
That's very cool.
I don't know if you can see that or not. And I'm gonna turn that off because it scares my one cat. But all it is a component on the inside.
Yeah.
Hooked to wires and an antenna, and I put the LED lights on it and stick them in the eye sockets. And put a battery.
And they're all battery operated, aren't they?
Yep, they're all battery operated. There is an actual on and off switch on the inside, but now I'm rethinking it where I should put the board closer to the side of the skull and make a little on-off switch, you know. Oh, and then my favorite one that I just started doing is...
Oh, you've done that one. Have you done it
Yeah,
at all?
I did it. I don't have the battery in it, but I did it. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I did it.
So you put the light in the mouth?
Yep, put the light in the mouth. Because you can't put them in the eyes. And it's a different kind of material. It's not like these are computer made.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And those are not.
So the other one's quite thick material.
Yeah, it's quite thick and it's more of a mason jar type of thing.
Wow, that is quite solid then, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I learned my lesson.
Though,
I broke the other one. Thanks. I broke the other one by using a regular drill, and I should have used my Dremel drill to begin with. It's a lot easier to use.
It's a learning curve, isn't it? It's like anything, and you've done really well with it. You've done really well. I'm sure everybody, when they start designing these things and putting them together, have a few failures. But it's not a failure, is it? Because it's a learning curve, and that's always a good thing.
Oh yeah, it is. And I figured, well, I'm gonna go a different way than most people do, because you see those fancy. It's fine to buy the fancy ones with the little box that they make through the computer and stuff like that. But you gotta build this apparently the skull one does really well, for activity, because Grizzly uses it on his show. And
yeah, so Grizzly had it on his show.
Yep. And he gets it touched all the time when FDL is on all the time. They're asking him questions about his dolls.
He does love his doll. He's got quite a collection of dolls, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but he's scared as can be with them. And I don't know why you would have dolls like that if you're scared.
He's a big guy as well. You wouldn't think much would scare him.
I know. And he's an ex detective and police officer, and I'm like,
yeah, so you would think they'd be completely fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, like you, I like his shows. His shows are very good.
Yeah. Are you going to be making anything else, or for now are you just sticking to that? Or
right now I'm just doing that, but I am going to be trying to do a music box, because I found a Ouija board trinket box that I can empty out and put the parts inside of it, and I want to see what that looks like and does.
Could you not put it inside as one of your skulls?
I could put it inside almost anything. It's a music box. It'd go off by a sensor. So
you could make a set of them. This is the music box. That's the REM pod. That's the what do you call it? The EM pump.
The EM pump. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, I have one made already, but not in anything. It's just a motor and a magnet. It's all the EM pump is.
It's magnets, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a magnet on top of a small motor that I just pulled out of I think the one that I have I pulled out of an old vacuum suction thing. So and
it's a good idea.
All the ones that I promised everybody is going out on the 1st of this month. I'm sending them all out at once.
Wow.
Viv and I have got a few ideas of stuff we'd like you to make.
Well, do you know what, Dan? You say that. I've already put an order in for a Tesla coil.
That would be good.
Yep, that. And Cliff wants his time machine, and I know he's not on. I don't see him, but
is that what he wants? A time machine?
Yeah, he wants a time machine. I said, "Hey, Cliff, I got your time machine. I'll meet you at your house last Tuesday."
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, no, it's amazing to watch you sort of build all these gadgets and things, and how popular they're becoming.
Yeah.
So hopefully soon you'll be able to market them.
That would be
Well,
good.
apparently I got kind of reading the other night, and the whole thing started with, well, me doing them in the first place. But then Grizzly called me, and like this lady, this psychic that he knows, said that he has to get a hold of me. Hey, Cliff, and talk to me. I'm like, okay, I'm confused. And then he's like, "Are you making something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm making run pods." So that's when he decided to start putting them on his show when he does his shows once in a while.
He plugs them very well, I must admit.
Mm-hmm.
We can plug them for you, UK side.
Yep.
We'll be your British exporters or importers. Take it easy, William.
See you later, William.
Take care, William. I'll speak to you soon. He's my bro.
I hope he's enjoying his, because he has one of mine too. So.
He does, yes, he does. But he's a busy man running around everywhere, old William.
Yeah, he does a lot of classes and things.
He does. He does loads of
teaches,
stuff.
Doesn't he?
Never time for boredom with young William.
You're going to have to excuse me. I'm going to have some soda.
I've got a cup of tea.
You don't have to.
Captain Jack Sparrow. He endorses your REM pods.
Don't tell him that. He'll want to cut.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
You never know. They might turn up. One might turn up in a film soon. You never know.
There you go.
Never say never.
That was a Bond film, wasn't it?
Oh, what?
Is it? I don't know.
Never say never. Oh, never say never. Never die.
Yeah.
Never say die. I can't remember.
No,
never say die
never,
or never
They've
say
made
never.
so many of them, haven't they?
I want to ask you a question.
Tits, that was another one.
What?
Have you ever seen anything strange on an investigation? Have you ever seen a ghost or a cryptid?
Well, yeah. Well, not a cryptid. I've never seen a cryptid. I think I saw a flying saucer one time, though. And that was only after watching some of these shows that I watch that I realized.
About Narnia, Rita.
No, this isn't on this show. This is the Viv and Dan the spooky show.
I forgot to tell her that Lois is having problems. So.
With me. I won't stop annoying her. Give her and then hang up.
But yeah, I mean. But after I saw the circles, and I was watching these lights over a airport going around in a circle, and I'm like, someone's got to be just screwing around. This is like at 12 o'clock at night.
Those are planes, Eric.
But it was going really fast. It was spinning, like somebody took a flashlight and twirled it around, or a torch, twirled it around in the sky. And I'm like, what is that? That's got to be something, somebody just playing around. But it's right over an airport, and I know that's sometimes a no-fly zone when they have other planes go in, and it can't be a light to have planes land. So then I saw somebody else say that they saw something like that. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's what I saw.
Was that the same night, or was that a different night?
It was a different night, but I mean, I saw the same buddy talk about the same kind of thing happening, and it's like, wow, okay. Now it makes me rethink a lot of things that I've seen.
It normally happens in the same area more than once, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's normally a repetitive thing. Once they get an area, that's it. They stick with it. For some reason, best known to whoever.
I saw one over near my house. I opened the front door and stood and watched it for ages, and then it just zipped off really quick. And it definitely wasn't military. This was like, no. And I've never seen anything like it since anywhere near my house. And I live near military air bases.
Okay.
Well, not far from them anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen anything like it since. And that was a good few years ago. That was. I filmed it.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it's weird. I don't think it's UFO. I think there must be an explanation for it.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
but again, redefining the word UFO just means unidentified flying object. I mean, I could throw something in the air if somebody doesn't know. Yeah, if I could throw something across the air if somebody doesn't know what it is, it's still a UFO.
Yeah.
It's not called UFO anymore, is it? It's UAPs or
UAP,
something.
yeah, unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Go on, Dan, sing that song.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, holding on to my bone. La 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 la.
Oh no, Dan, you didn't.
I went there.
Oh God,
And
can't be that ill then.
I know. Telling everybody
Don't get better, you see.
Telling everybody to get their chakras out. I keep my chakras where they belong.
Chakras.
Chakras, yeah.
My chakras where it belongs. No, just kidding.
No, on a moon, you're apparently on a full moon, you're supposed to go sky clad.
Oh yeah.
And run about the place barefoot.
Okay.
They used to do that all the time anyway. So
till the police turn up.
Yeah. Come and cart you away for indecent exposure. Oh God! Oh, well, they were talking about pretty orbs.
Pretty orbs. Yeah.
She must be talking about boobies.
Pretty orbs, yeah. Crystals.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, I knew what.
Or make your moon water tonight. Get your containers out there for a good saturation.
I like the one where Dan sings "Pretty Orbs."
Pretty orbs walking down the street.
Pretty orbs touching your feet. Pretty orbs. You need to see a doctor now. You're getting saggy, you old cow.
God. Oh, you're going to get kicked off one day, Dan.
Oh, so Bryce says yes. Oh, sorry, Viv. There'll be a few covens out tonight, Viv.
What? You're trying to insinuate that I should be out tonight?
He's asking what you're doing in.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but there's still stuff that I want to try that we don't do here in America for paranormal investigating. We don't do table tipping. Haven't seen that here. You know, some other stuff that I can't remember what the name of it is. There
are subtle differences, aren't there, between us and what the Americans do?
Yeah. And I'm really fascinated in the Estes method. I really love doing that because I like to just sit there and listen to the white noise and see what I get.
I think the Estes method, this is me personally, works better when there's two of you listening to the same. So you've got the splitter on there, so you can put two headphones on it, and you sit back to back, and you see what the two people are hearing.
Yeah.
So there's been incidences where when Dan and I have tried it, so we say what we hear, and unbeknownst to us, Dan and I are having an argument with one another about giving information out.
Yeah, it was like a spiritual talking to each other through the headset, and we were relaying what was being said.
Wow.
And we didn't know. We were completely oblivious to each other.
Yeah. I heard one voice. You must have heard another one. I only heard
the different
voice.
One, and you were, it was pretty good.
The same
wasn't it?
channel on the same box at the same time.
Wow.
We had that. I won't say where it was, and I won't say what it was because we keep it, but because of respect and stuff. But we had another 4 or 5 investigators. 4 or 5? No, 4 investigators there, didn't we? And they were all in listening to the conversation. They all said you were arguing with each other. The conversation was you were arguing with each other. So one was mentioning, the other was responding and stuff like that, which was very interesting.
Questions, and they
were trying to ask questions. We ignored them and just went like that. It was really odd because at one point they wanted Viv and me thrown out. Whoever it was, they wanted Viv and me thrown out the property because we got pretty near to something. We think, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they said we want them out of the property, want them out, like me and Viv want them out of the property.
So then all of a sudden me and you got targeted, didn't we, all night? It was pretty rough.
They didn't want us there. They didn't want us there, did they at all? And they didn't make no bones about letting us know that, did they?
Wow.
No. Oh, guess what I've spotted?
Uh-oh.
Mr. Mark Manley. Hello, Mr. Mark Manley. I hope you're doing well, bud.
In the house.
Man.
Woohoo!
But the most recent one, and I know it sounds weird to me, at least when I say it, is my cat Xena that passed away a few years ago. A year ago? A couple of years ago now. I feel her walking up on the couch. I got 2 cats, but there's either sleeping somewhere in the bedroom or sleeping on the back of the couch. And you feel this walking up. It's not scary, but it's like, okay.
Startling, isn't it?
Yeah, what's going on? You know, why do I feel that? And I know what that feels like because I've had cats all my life. So,
do you know it's true as well? A friend of mine, I used to work at a certain zoo. He was a keeper and he lived there. And in the summer, he'd leave his window open because they used to live in like zookeepers. A lot of them live in like these long caravan things,
okay.
You know, because they're easy to move around and you can tuck them out of the way and what have you. And he lived in one, and there was one opposite him, and I was like, so he'd leave the window open, and he didn't have any cats or anything. But every night, he would get a meow, then he'd hear the window go, then his bed, a cat would jump up there, but there was never anything there.
Wow.
And he knew exactly what it was. And he got to the point, which is really weird, right? He got to the point where some nights he couldn't sleep if he didn't experience it. It comforted him.
Yeah.
For some reason, it comforted him, and he liked the idea that the cat would come to him, a comfort. So it was a nice story actually. Yeah. But it's interesting how those sort of animals. I remember when my dog died. I remember hearing her paws. My mum used to have wooden floors in the hall, and you'd hear her come along the hall. This is months after she died, and then jump onto the bed and feel her, and it's fine. You know, it's not a nice feeling really. But yeah, it's
do you know what? I used to have a dog that when I lived in London, and I trained this dog to knock on the front door a certain way. And he used to do that occasionally. Like, he used to do it a lot when he passed over. And then it would continue sporadically. The front door would knock just the way the dog used to do it. And it was a distinct knock. Like, you'd know there was somebody at the door.
Yeah.
I moved out. I wonder if he's still knocking on the same front door and scaring the new people shitless. It'd be funny if it was.
You know, I noticed that too about some places that I've been watching and hearing about that. You know, people that lived there before never had any experiences, but as soon as new people move in, oh boy, you know.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it? Or you'll see people that live in a property for years and various families experience it, and then a new family moves in and they go back and ask us, well, we've never had anything here.
Yep.
It's just odd, isn't it? It must be the right mixture. Must be. It must be the right mixture.
How does that work with properties that, let's say this one, for example, right? So I experienced the day I moved in. It was ridiculous. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it was just like the excitement of moving in, and my mum was excited and all the rest of it. But then since then, people have stayed round. We've heard a mimic. You've experienced, Dan, not the extreme stuff, but you have experienced.
I saw him, didn't I?
And he's a non-believer. He's experienced that he can't explain. He's trying to find a rational explanation, but he can't. My son's experienced like some of the real heavy stuff. I've experienced, and yeah, it's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't happen on any particular night or anything like that. And I believe there's 2.
The weird thing about your house, though, is your house, like when you go into houses that are generally got an energy there, you can feel it's tangible. But with your house,
you can't feel it.
Your house is warm, open, loving, friendly, and it's just a really nice place to be. So you don't feel.
No, I think that is though. I think that's because her energy overpowers that.
Yeah, it's the family. Yeah. I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is.
I don't know.
But you don't think he gets on with you, does he? Viv? You think the fella?
No. No, he doesn't. The one inside the house, he doesn't like me.
Mm.
But what I find really strange in the 12 years I've been here, and there's one outside, one inside.
Mm.
The one outside used the back door, opened the door, and walked in through my kitchen. And now I'm thinking, how's he got from outside to inside, and why is it taking him 12 years? But I haven't seen him since inside. It just happened that one time, and I'm thinking, whoa, what the hell is going on? Is it me?
Yeah. I know. But if you read Mark's thing, yes, I totally agree with Mark. Animals are part of your family, and of course they'd be around.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't want John to come back. He's a bloody arsehole. Arse in the face and all that stuff.
He'll be back all the time, wouldn't he?
Dribbling all over your face when you're trying to sleep. It's nothing worse than a cat's dribble when they shake their head and it's like...
Or sneezing like, oh, thanks a lot.
Have you smelled a cat's fart? It's the worst thing in the world.
Rankest thing in the world.
It's worse than the dogs. Oh, my God.
Cats are stench.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Look, it's interesting. And they definitely cause to have spirit, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Rita's asking how's Ghost doing. Oh, yeah, because the move. Is he settled in?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Smells fishy.
It does, yeah. So do the cats.
It feels like somebody's crawled up there and died. It's really bad, and it hangs around in the air for ages as well. You can't get rid of it. Oh,
it does. It pervades everything, doesn't it? It just soaks into the environment.
You know, when a cat uses a cat litter tray, and Eric will know this. My cat, that's bad enough because that smell then emanates and wafts round the house.
It's evil.
That's evil enough, but a cat's fart is about 20 times worse than that. It really is. But thank God.
It is. I agree. It's just the worst thing you can smell. It's awful.
And I thought my cat's breath has smelled bad once in a while. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, come here. Let me brush your teeth.
And I'm going to start giving you milk for dessert because that makes it worse.
Yeah. Oh dear, cats.
Got serious. They feel ammonia smell. Yeah, tears to your eyes, doesn't it?
Do you know, if you clear out your cat litter tray, I did something really stupid, right? So I cleared out the cat litter tray like you do, and I thought, well, I'll wash it. So I put it in the sink and I'm washing it. But I decided to put neat bleach on it before I started to wash. So it was the cat ammonia with the bleach ammonia.
Oh,
and of course, there was a chain reaction. It all bubbled. And then I couldn't see anything for about 5 minutes. My eyes are streaming.
You know, tell me you had the windows open.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, that's people die from doing that.
Well, I had to clean that cat litter tray. It was just that he needed a good old scrubbing. I think in the end I just chucked it and bought a new one. But yeah, but can you imagine like smelling that on a ghost hunt? Oh my God.
It's just as well animals don't come back and fucking fart in your face and stuff, isn't it?
How do you know they don't?
Well, they might very well do, mightn't they?
Do you know, me and Dan have been on a few ghost hunts. This will make you laugh, Eric, and I wonder if you have the same. We've done quite a few ghost hunts, whether they're public events, private events, stuff that we done for private filming and all sorts. But me and Dan have been on some public events where people don't wash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I
must have a word with Jamie.
Jamie.
So these people.
Well, yeah, it's awful.
They don't wash. They smell a bit funky, but their clothes are smelling funky as well. So you think, "Hi, Naomi. Oh, I need to ring you out, Naomi." So these people have gone on these ghost hunts, being the way that they are. You think that they'd make an effort and at least have one bath or a shower before they go, but no. So they've come out, and I have put I have made Dan. I can't stay in this room. Why? What's up? Can you not smell that smell? That's a strange smelling. I said, you go. Oh yeah, but spirit might have just. No. We need to leave.
We did a one investigation. We were walking around going, oh, fucking that stinks. That is what is that? That is fucking rank. And then we moved away, and then it stopped. It's like, oh, it must be over there. Oh, this woman moved over, and then she was like, and we looked at each other. It's like fucking breath.
And they come in pairs, don't they?
It was her breath.
Yeah.
It's like she'd been sucking her granddad's socks. It was fucking rank.
I'm hurting now.
We were. We knew it weren't somebody who was dead because the dead wouldn't smell that bad.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I'm like, holy cow!
I'm really bad. I'm really bad for smells as well.
Well, what
broke.
It was awful.
Yeah, I think you broke. But I tell you what, the worst smell that you could ever imagine smelling, trust me, I smelled worse.
Have you really? What
Yeah. I smelled actual body after it's been sitting in a room for 2 days without anybody finding it.
Oh no!
Wow.
That must be awful.
Oh, it is. It's a nasty, nasty smell.
It's a smell you'll never forget as well,
Nope.
isn't it? That smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it happened it happened 3 times when I was living in the landmarks in Wausau, because it's a place normally for older people to go and retire and to live, but it's apartments. And like I said, it's an old hotel, like Al Capone stayed there, stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
But these other people, they pass on, and, there's not that many people around to check on these people, so.
No, there's quite a spate of that in the States, isn't there, where people pass in their apartments and nobody ever finds them until weeks or days later.
Yep.
Been a few celebrities that have gone that way as well over the years.
Oh, I'm sure.
My cat's not John, but Sophie's previous owner passed away and was in there quite a few days with 24 cats.
Wow.
In a small apartment. And you can imagine the cats get hungry. What do they start doing?
They start eating the body. Yep.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them.
No, I mean, they got no food. I mean, you're going to eat the thing that's...
Got to eat, yeah, got to eat.
But, oh, God, me and my smells. Let's get back to smells. I've got this bone whistle.
Oh, you're talking about, your bone whistle that smells like...
Well, when I first got it, Dan went to me, oh, Viv, just if you can play it. Oh, the smell, I was heaving. Dan, the more I was heaving, the more Dan
I couldn't breathe. All I was doing was going, okay, I'll play.
I'm terrible. I'm trying to be serious, and Dad's like just sitting there laughing.
Well, I bet you how they did that. I bet you they didn't clean out the inside of it. I bet you they drilled the holes in it.
Yeah. It was just a freshly made one.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It wasn't fully sitting there a long time.
No. But I had to put oil on it and fuse it with all sorts of stuff, and it's still like smelling it, but it's not too bad. At least I'm not heaving anymore. But you can also imagine, sometimes you imagine that you see something, then you imagine that you can smell it. It's not actually, the smell's not even there, and then you can be heaving away.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's the neurons in that in your brain. It's amazing. When you had it, when you smell something, and all of a sudden it'll remind you of something that you'd totally forgotten about from years before, or it'll put you back in a scenario.
You know what I've learned? I've learned to trick my brain into smelling something that I, enjoy smelling to help me fall asleep at nighttime.
That's clever. That's clever. Hiya, Wayne.
How
Wayne? You doing well, bud?
Yeah,
30 days.
Wow.
Wow.
Can you imagine not being able to let go of your significant other enough to have them? I've seen it on a few movies that they've done too, on TV shows where the guy couldn't deal with the fact that their other half was dead and left them sit there with pints of little, incense things around the room. And that actually is, taken out of real life stuff.
There was a young girl over here about, I don't know, quite a few years ago now, but she died in a flat.
Yeah.
And she laid in there for over 20 years in London.
Really?
Nobody noticed. And the weird thing was that the radio in the background was still going.
Wow. Holy crap.
And they found her like 20 years later, and she was young. And people were like, well, she had a job.
Hmm.
She had family. Why? How did this go under the radar? And even today, they can't work out how nobody sort of got suspicious or checked on her, or even the neighbours didn't give it a thought, or the council. I mean, surely they must have been getting rent off of her. Yeah, they didn't.
I think people are so busy. Like I noticed in London, especially if you go into central parts, people are too busy doing their own thing, and they certainly don't talk to strangers. And if you say hello or good morning, and they just keep walking,
Yeah. And I think you're right. And I think it's got to the point now, even if they knew you were in there dead, they wouldn't want to get involved.
No.
You know?
How did you know they were dead? Come with me. Come and give us.
Yeah, especially if there's foul play.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my hands up to that.
See, now I'm too curious, and I know there's too many things to not ignore, stuff that goes around me. So
You'd notice, wouldn't you? Even if my neighbours don't shout for a day or two. I mean, they're only young, but you think anybody's seen them? Where are they?
Yeah, fish are horrific. Yeah, oh God! If you go to right, so Egypt, lovely place to go on holiday. But if you go to where's that place called on the sea where it's got Cleopatra's Alexandria?
Oh, okay, Alexandria.
So it's got a Cleopatra's city under the sea, and it's great. It's one of the best spots in the world, they reckon, for scuba diving. Yeah. But it's a small fishing place. Mm-hmm. And what they tend to do is go fishing. The fishermen go fishing at a certain spot in Alexandria, and they put all the fish on the wall to dry out. Can you imagine the smell? It is. You walk past and
it's really hot as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going on that subject, I used to have a dad that loved to roll in dead fish, and the bay that we lived, but the cottage was at, had fish come off the big ships, or that were fishing for them, and some of them would float onto our shore from the ocean, and these gigantic fish, and then my dog would run out there onto the beach and roll around in it, and it was half dead and full of maggots.
Dogs love that crap.
Great. Now the dog smells. Mom's like, go give him a bath. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sarah says, sorry.
Go on, Peeper.
People don't talk to each other anymore. I've lived in my flat for 9 years and I don't know my neighbours at all. See, that's sad, isn't it?
But you know what, Sarah? Sometimes I feel it's not a bad thing, because you like your actual neighbours. You don't want them knowing your personal,
all in your business.
Yeah. Well,
it's sad though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it is, but it's a happy medium. I mean, I'd like to know that when I'm not gone for a couple of days, my wife is safe. If I leave her in the flat when I go over there for a couple of days, that somebody's actually looking out for her.
Yeah.
I just set John on people.
Yeah.
He also died 2 years later. The same house was found to be dead for 3 days. His neighbour had to break down the door. Wow.
Oh yeah. And it's funny how we when we're ghost hunting, even in the house where these things happen, you don't always have that whiff of this is what's happened, or it's. I feel that smell really does seep into the walls.
It does. It seeps into.
It's like when you cook a curry in your kitchen and you can smell curry in your house for weeks afterwards. I think it's the same when there are deceased people. That smell, especially if the body fluids are coming out and
they seep into the
yeah,
definitely.
And it's funny, we don't notice that, do we?
No. There's a place in America which used to be a lake and dried up. It left a crust, and if the crust is broken, The smell of rotting fish is overpowering.
Oh, let's go.
Wow.
I've seen that before. It does smell bad, especially when fish start dying in a small lake and then they're coming up by you while you're trying to swim. It stinks really bad.
Oof.
I wonder if Bigfoot eat them.
Probably.
Probably. You know, other birds.
Trophy's one side.
I love Verizon.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Olivia.
It is funny, but no, it's an interesting topic though. This smells thing, because you'd never hear that reported in paranormal investigations. Oh, we got a ghost of a man that haunts this castle. He died in his four close to bed. Why can't you smell him?
Yeah.
There are other hauntings when the perfume.
Yeah,
like
I noticed that too.
Castle Rising, we smell the perfume of Queen Isabella when she sachets on past us. You hear her skirts and you smell her before.
Wow.
If you're not lucky enough to see, you certainly will smell her, and that is a distinct smell that she has. It smells of violets, her perfume, but not too many investigators are looking for that anymore. Why is that then, Eric?
I don't know. I've smelled. Believe it or not, my dad used to smoke a thing called Old Holborn, which was you don't get it anymore. And I've been sitting upstairs, or I've been in wherever, and the smells come through strong. Now I don't know whether it's me. I was thinking about my dad. I don't know if it's me conjuring that smell up by thinking, and my memory remembering it and remembering him and associating that with him, or whether that smell. I would say the smell was completely detached from me. I would think the smell came from wherever.
Yeah.
But that was weird. And I did an investigation in a pub where really the thing was, the one we were investigating in the pub turned out to be quite nasty.
Yeah.
And then the smell came through, and it was like, oh, okay. By the time we realised it was nasty, it was like, I wonder if that's my dad protecting me, or is that something? You don't know. You never know, do you? But no, you don't. People don't seem to concentrate on smells anymore in investigations, do they? Because we know that certain spirits do.
Yeah. What about you, Eric? Have you ever heard of that over in the States?
Oh yeah, we get it. Well, especially my dad used to smoke cigars all the time. He's still alive, but this has nothing to do with that. But you know, I could smell the cigar smells in some of the places I've been in, and you can tell. Well, okay, is it in the wood, or is it something that's smelling because of something going through? Then you smell the wood, and wood does attract everything.
Yeah,
it does. We did an investigation once. It was over the course of a year, and the girl said to me that she smelled. It was an old chapel, and she said that it was derelict. And she said, "Oh, there's a smell of incense and everything else there," and she couldn't work out where it was coming from. And then we went there, obviously throughout the year, and I realised that in the summer you didn't get it, but in the winter you got it when it ever rained. And so I went to the ground and I picked the ground up and I rolled it from my hand, smelt it, and you could smell the incense. So the incense had permeated into the ground. And when it rained, it released the smell.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And that was it. It was no big mystery. That was it. And I wonder, because people like years ago, the old boys used to smoke pipes, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was this distinctive smell, isn't it? And I do think to myself, as that got into the woodwork, as it got into the environment, then at a certain time, it just releases the smells. But who would know? It's interesting though.
Oh, Bryce says so. Oh, Sarah Louise says something first.
Oh, Sir Strummy, yeah. I've never seen anybody open one of them without throwing up.
That'd be me.
Rank.
Oh, we'll just look at the can and go.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
Now, before I had my surgery,
it tastes nice though. If you don't smell it.
Well, sweets like it, don't they?
Well, go ahead.
When you lose your sense of smell, when you've got a cold or flu or COVID, then that's the best time to eat that Swedish food, that fermented fish.
It would.
But before I had my surgery...
Sorry, Eric, go on.
No, before I had my surgery, I used to be able to put anything I wanted in my stomach, and I would eat raw squid, and octopus, and I love that stuff, especially in the Chinese soy sauce. And there's a mustard that's not real hot, but it's like a covering. And that tasted really good. My wife looked at me, "Why are you eating that? It's gross." I'm like, "Hey, it's gross. I can eat it."
I bet she wouldn't snog you after that until you've brushed your teeth and done mouthwash.
When I first moved in the caravan with Watchtower, that's the neighbours. We had a right combo. They said, "Please do not talk about UFOs." And he also says the smell comes from next door from time to time. I'm sure they're on.
That's another thing. So smoking cannabis is not something new. I mean, people have been doing that for a long time. So why aren't we not smelling the remnants of people that would do?
Well, if I actually went into the place that had it, I could smell that because I could smell it when somebody that was just walking by. And I'm like, "Oh my God, why?" And it's not the good kind of stuff either. It's the stinkweed that we get,
Yeah, so that's another question, because there's been a lot of people that have passed away that would have done that sort of thing. Why aren't they coming back to let us know? And if they came back with the smell of that was a distinct smell, so you could associate it with them. So
with that person.
Exactly.
Did you know that cardinals are spiritual meaning of messengers of your loved ones? That's nice.
Oh, they red birds, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're lovely. One of my favourite birds, cardinals. Beautiful.
Are they?
They're American bird, aren't they?
Yep.
Oh no, cannot eat anything that does not smell right. There's a joke in there, Annette. I'm sorry.
Cottage cheese comes to mind.
Oh, yeah. Cottage cheese. You don't like cottage cheese?
Not that kind of cottage cheese.
Oh, I love
Sorry.
Meg.
Wow, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Never mind.
It's awful stuff. Is that? I don't know. The one that smells bad, is that the one they call skunk?
Yeah, skunk.
Yeah.
Is it skunk's the one? Is it right? Okay.
So I went into a over in the States where it's legal to purchase it. Yeah. I went into one of what I call the weed shops because it was haunted, and we were doing a little bit of an investigation after it had closed. And while it was open, they were just sort of getting ready to close up when I was there. They were quite proudly showing me the different types of weed that they sell. Oh, this one is infused with pineapple. Have a smell. They took the big bowl out, and it's like, have a smell of that. I put my nose in, and I smell it. No, it smells like dirty dishcloths to me. So he put it back. He went, "Oh, would you want to smell our bestseller? This one is mango." So I put my nose in that one. Smelled the same. Dirty dishcloths to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how I view smell that. But
yeah, they convince themselves it smells better, don't they? I think that's what they try and do.
Most probably. I love frankincense.
Yeah, I like that,
and I have myrrh as well.
I think they're lovely. I like them.
Yeah. I suppose it's in which way it's burnt or presented, or whatever it is that you're smelling. I mean, I use the subtle ones. I don't go in for the big churchy. Let's throw that gong around that's got the smoke coming out of it. I don't know what you call it. But, but it depends on how it's used, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get frankincense in your incense sticks, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which smell really nice.
Yeah. So Dan, on Tuesday night we were having so much of a good chat that we forgot to do the Jar of Doom.
Not the Jar of Doom.
The Jar of Doom.
Jar of Doom.
Shall we do the Jar of Doom for Tuesday?
The Jar of Doom.
Who wants to pick?
Let Eric.
Stop.
Oh God, here we go. I have 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3.
Let's go with my favorite number 3.
Excellent.
see what we're talking about next Tuesday.
Oh, this is my
On
fault.
Tuesday,
On Tuesday,
I want some hamburgers, which are with plenty bacon. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Sounds like he's farting when he does that.
Do you remember that, Viv? I would
No.
like some hamburgers, which I will gladly pay you back Tuesday.
No.
You ever watched that? Yeah, Popeye.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about research. What is it?
Oh, that is an interesting one.
So that'll be on Tuesday on the Things Network.
That is an interesting one.
So we'll have a little bit of a chit chat about that. What is it? What is research? Bry says he must be evil.
What is that?
Do you know why? Because he says
he doesn't like the smell of Sage's weed and saliva.
Saliva? Oh God! What, somebody's dirty old saliva that hasn't brushed their teeth or washed
Cat
their
saliva.
Cat saliva.
Oh, I've not smelled. That bay leaves smell nice. I've never smelled them burning.
Me and Dan were given some bay leaves and a spell. We went on a talk. I won't say whose talk it was. So I opened my packet because I was interested. Dan's looked at it and goes, nah, I'm having nothing to do with that. Take them, you have them. Take them, get them out. But I ended up throwing it away.
Yeah, it's interesting because my whole ethos has changed now on ghost hunting, and my perspective has totally done a 180. I'm now going the completely opposite direction to all those years and everything that I believed in and everything that I put my heart and soul into to learning. I'm now beginning to think, well, I think this is just another combination of learning.
Well,
but I've changed so much now in my perception of the paranormal and research and what have you. That
think about it. You learn one way, okay, and then you do that, and then you're like, okay, well, this works, but what's a different way to make it work? And that's what changes your evolution of
that, but also paranormal in general. My perception has completely changed about it all.
Dan, when we go out with people, we don't get much.
Yeah.
No.
When we go out, just me and Dan, I kid you not, it is shut your pants kind of evening.
We get stuff.
We're
going
home early. Leave it. Come on,
all the time we get stuff.
Well, I'm hoping adding me into the mix won't change that because I would love to experience that kind of stuff.
We get little bits and pieces, but not to the extent when there is just me and Dan. And it's not that we necessarily go out looking for it. We go and look at the history. We enjoy what we see and what we're doing, and let's see if this a bit of equipment works. And we're normally having an argument. Not a bad one, but we
we have an argument around us.
And then I'll say something. Dan, did you see that? No, it's your eyes. And then when he's seeing it, it's like, did you see that? Yeah, it's like, shut up, Dan. And then it kicks off. And it's, or when something touches him, that is the classic.
I'll give you a bit of a clue.
Over there, then. Okay. I'm not sitting there.
I think that what we see and what we experience isn't what we think that we're seeing, what we're experiencing. But I do think that it's orchestrated for the benefit of those that are making us feel that way, not us. I don't think any of it is for our benefit. I think this benefit is for a certain energy.
Yeah.
But I won't say too much because my whole ethos and everything else is changing to the point where I'm thinking I'm more in the research side now than I am in the investigating side.
Yeah.
Irene,
because I've got a craving to.
Ohio Gozaimasu, Irene.
Hi, Irene.
No, it's Ohio Gozaimasu.
Genki
desu ka?
Ohio wasabi.
What?
Where's the mustard?
Have you been sat on a stool in there?
She's calling her a little pixie on a toadstool.
Burning bay leaves.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Infrasound is ultra low frequency, and the
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, Cliff. I think I don't think we need any of this because I think what is out there is seeking us out anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that all of this equipment and everything else we use, I think that's just pushing us in a direction that they want us to go in.
You know what I learned?
It's like crumbs. It's like crumbs. They're leaving crumbs, and then we're following those crumbs.
But going on what? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Eric. There's a clue with the amount of phenomena that we're getting now, as opposed to the phenomena we got last year, the year before that. It's really increasing, not just for us, but for everyone that goes out looking for it. It's increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. It's got nothing to do with social media and us talking about it. The phenomena that is happening is getting more and more and more and more, and it's getting to a point where it's getting quite frantic with some places and some people. There is something it's going to give. People talk about this Third World War, and they think it's going to be the Russians. It's already happening.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a spiritual war.
Yep.
Yeah, it's already happening.
It's a spiritual war. And I'm not saying that you have to believe in it. I'm not saying you have to go along with it. But I've done a lot of reading and studying of passages in the Bible and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm not a religious crank. And it seems to me that all of this seems to be unfolding in the pattern that some of those scriptures are detailing. It's folding. And I think it took me years to work out or to get the connection between UFOs, spirits, the Fae, everything. And I couldn't put it together because I used to think at one point they're all separate entities. And then I thought, well, maybe they're all from the same pot. But now I realise it's all the same thing. It's presenting itself in different ways and it's using different masks. And what it does is it poses itself to certain people that would understand it or look at it from the. So if you're into the Fae, that will take you that way. If you're into ghosts, it will take you that way. If you're into UFOs, it will take you that way. I don't think that this is what we think it is. And all I'm saying is you don't have to believe in the Bible or anything like that. But if you read it, and these are ancient scriptures, it will detail everything that it follows the pattern.
Sarah, you got to be logical about this. Who gave us the 5G in the first place? What is that about?
Yeah.
It's not about will it affect it. Who's given it to us? Where did it come from?
And these thoughts that we have, are they our thoughts? Or are they false? And it's like Viv said, in my belly button down. And it's like Viv said, the thing is that it's not just the thought, it's the whispering campaigns. Who's whispering into the ears of the men that be, the powers that be? Who's whispering good ideas into their ears? Who's saying to them, well, don't tell them that you've got UFOs, but let them think you have. Or don't tell them you got this, but let them think you have. Think of who would whisper stuff like that.
Well, think about reality this way. Time and perception and everything is all one thing.
Oh, that's bad. Sorry, Irene. I can hear crickets.
Yeah, we have crickets here.
That's a really lovely sound.
Yes,
yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
It gets annoying at nighttime once in a while, though. And the cicadas.
You get used to it, wouldn't you?
Oh, my God.
Well, they're called cicadas.
The cicadas
are
terrible.
Oh. I'd love to go to Japan. It's one place I've always wanted
to go. I'd like to go to Japan. It looks lovely.
I want to book into a hotel, buy a dinosaur.
There's some amazing stuff out there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla. Let me tell you something about Nikola Tesla. He wasn't the first. Apparently, there's actual proof that information gleaned by Nikola Tesla was already there before, hundreds of years before. But it's this ancient civilization thing. with a bit of research, you will find it. But all these greats that had this or had that, it's
Someone's
already been
whispering
done.
this into their
It's
heads.
already been done.
These have
Yeah.
been whispered through the generations, through the ages.
But what I found out, what I was going to say earlier, is that I found out by frequency, because that was the first thing I was ever interested in, is the vibration and frequency of things, that you can literally match the frequency of whatever you're testing out on. And I found that out. It was
Why
really,
do
really nice.
people look for gadgets and talk about this vibration and frequency? But it's been happening since the dawn of time.
Well, yeah, it
Our
has.
Earth, the
Yep.
Earth itself, if you actually know how to do it, it hums and
Yep.
it vibrates.
Yep.
It doesn't just spin around nicely. It actually shakes and vibrates. And deep within the Earth,
Mhm.
there are all these vibrations and noises coming from it that nobody knows what they are. They haven't
No.
they don't know what it is. But yeah, it's always been there, just that we choose not to hear it or listen to it or try and understand that.
And there's a reason for that, and that.
Yeah, Cliff's saying about the Tesla thing. Yeah, he's not actually the genius that people think he is.
I don't think many of them are. I think these
No.
ideas are whispered into their minds.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like Oppenheimer, Dr. Death, Mr. Death himself.
Mhm.
He, where did that information come from?
Yeah, all this information.
Yeah. Stone tape.
Yeah, the stone tape theory.
I don't believe in the stone tape theory. I'm sorry.
No, in
Personally,
fact, I've seen somebody try to disprove that by doing they hooked up the same thing that you'd hook up to a record and put it against a clay vase and trying to yell at the vase, to make the needle vibrate.
Yeah.
It didn't work as the way you think it was.
Well, they talk about the stone tape theory, about it being about rocks and this and silica and all the rest of it, and it holds and stores information. And why do we think we don't see ghosts of dinosaurs? Well, me and Dan actually know someone that saw. You're going to think I'm mad.
Cavemen.
There was 6 of them that saw it on an island, but they saw cavemen.
Yeah, I know. I heard you talk about that, and I've seen that.
And if the stone tape theory was correct, that couldn't happen. But one of them was a believer. The rest of them were non-believers. They were not there to look for ghosts or anything. And they even managed to get across to the island later on, because no one steps foot on that. There's no way anyone could have got there, swum across there, all the rest of it. But yeah, it happened. So it blows the stone tape theory out of the water. And somebody said to me, for God's sake, Vivian, don't talk about it too much, because I have my career built around the stone tape theory. And they wanted to go to this island and see it and all the rest of it, but it's on private land. But anyhow, it blows the stone tape theory out of the water big time. And I believe these people.
I think it's all orchestrated.
Yes, it's not what we think it is. Yeah, definitely, Nettie.
But you know what? Look at it like this, right? Pre the cough, pre-COVID, and all of that crap. Going back a few years, we know that MPs and everybody have had their fingers in the pies. We know that they've had second incomes. We know that they've been diddling cash. We know they've been doing all this, right? But in the last 3 or 4 years, it's become rampant to the point that they're doing it in your face now, and they don't care. And they're talking about things like people with depression and stuff. Well, we can give them euthanasia. When did people suffering with depression? When was it a good idea to give people euthanasia? What about treating mental illness? About consideration, about respect for people with mental illnesses? Why would you then want to go and bump them off? What about people in these nursing homes? Oh, COVID's rife. What we'll do, we'll stick all the old people back into the nursing homes. All right?
Yeah.
They won't let you go anywhere, but they'll still allow people coming from abroad, like illegal immigrants, to come into the country without being tested and then just disappear into the ether, right? Nobody knows where they're going. Nobody knows what they've got. Nobody knows what they're carrying, right? Illness-wise. Nobody knows what they're carrying in their minds. Maybe there's terrorists. I don't know. Probably are. I don't know. They're allowing that. They're allowing all these negative and nasty things, even like Ules. The problems that that's causing, they're squeezing money out of people left, right, and centre in a cost of living crisis that they've orchestrated by closing everything down when they didn't really need to at the end of the day, not for as long as they did.
Do you know what, Dan?
But the thing is, Liv, they're doing that, and if they're doing that now and they're getting worse and worse and worse, they don't give a fuck.
Listen to this, Dan. When we was in Transylvania at Bran Castle, just outside of Bran Castle, they've got these little stalls selling knickknacks. And the woman there was talking to Andy about this ULEZ charge. She knew about it in Transylvania. And she said to Andy, the one thing you need to do is what we would do here in Romania is we all would just refuse to pay it. If you refuse to pay it in masses, then they can't go through with it.
Yep.
But
I don't know what's happened to the backbone of the English.
Exactly. And how they're talking about it in Romania, and she's saying, well, what we would do is we just wouldn't pay it, and there's nothing that they can do.
Do you know what? I used to beat myself up because I would go onto the news, I would watch these things, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this, and I used to get really angry and upset, and then I'd end up with arguments with people, I'd fall out with people, I'd fall out with family, I'd fall out with friends, we don't talk to each other, and then now I'm thinking, why? Why did I do that? Because nobody else gives a flying fuck.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody else gives a flying toss. And at the end of the day, this needs to stop. And the only thing that can stop it are people.
Exactly.
They need to turn this shit around. And they forget that the government work for us. We don't work for them.
Yeah. That's true, Sarah.
Yep.
Here in Japan, the borders were closed during COVID. That opened up in March, but the restaurants were open earlier because Japan did things right and differently.
Yeah, we didn't.
Apparently, we're all going to Japan, you know.
We didn't listen, did we? We were just dictated to, and we went along with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know that's coming.
Oh, it will be. Then it'll be. They got a thing out, didn't they? One of these. I don't know. It was GB News or whatever it was, whatever they're called. I don't know. They got a petition up to stop the cash being stopped, right? And they floated it through court. They'll stop it at some point because they want everybody to be digitalised. Because when they digitalise you, they know exactly where you are, what you're doing, what you're spending your money on, and they can dictate how you live your life. And if you upset them, they can stop you access to your freaking bank. They can starve you in effect.
So
People are
we've got
stupid. They're
another
not seeing this.
big one here. My son told me this week of a story about a young girl who was ill and dying and wanted to pray for Lucifer because nobody ever prays for him. A funeral and everything was paid for a man who signed just L. A stranger turned up at a funeral that nobody knew who he was, just that way as the way he was dressed. He was very rich and he never said a word to anybody. Oh, that's sad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. It's about time we all got together.
So, Eric, we are going to draw. We've got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
It's been on for about an hour and a half now. So we don't want to get too greedy because I don't know if Nick's got a show on tonight. He may do. So, is there anything you want to discuss or want to say or get off your chest?
Not really. I mean, not that important. I mean, I agree with you guys about the governments and stuff like that. But, you know, the way I see it, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, I know what's going on, and I'm upset about it. But, you know, it's going to happen with or without me anyway. So,
yeah. Well, we'll just keep doing what we love doing the most.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
keep looking for answers, searching.
Exactly in that.
Yeah. We'll keep searching. We'll keep going out. I'll keep laughing and crying and keep hurling with Dan.
And we'll keep shouting at each other.
Yeah.
And make sure you wear deodorant.
Well, no, you know what it is? It's so funny. I think I posted it. It was 2 years ago, last Saturday, Dan, we witnessed that thing.
Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh,
And
blimey.
I was threatening to punch him on his mouth. He didn't shut up, asking them to step forward. Can you come forward? Can you come closer to us? And I said, Dan, I'll touch you in your mouth in a minute. But we love each other very much. We do. We wouldn't. We row like brother and sister. It's just what we do. And we're fine about it.
She said, get your tickets, Viv.
Oh, and you, Dan?
Oh, I'm not being invited. Irene don't like me.
I want to go. I want to go in search of Pokemon.
Oh, they're everywhere.
You can do that right outside your door. Just grab them.
No. I want to find the ghost of Pikachu.
Okay.
You got more chance of catching them than you have ghosts now.
Mm.
No, Japan is seriously. It's full of history that goes way back. Goes way back. I know you have Tokyo. There's all the bright lights, very expensive. Everything's new and hip and wonderful there, and you have karaoke. But seriously, it's the other parts of Japan.
Oh, thanks, Irene.
Yeah, it's the other parts of Japan.
The Japanese countryside and that looks gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
beautiful.
The cherry blossoms out there.
Stunning.
Amazing. But yeah, there's lots of Japan. I need to spend about 6 months out there because there's so much
history and culture. I'd love to spend time out there.
I want to go to Pokemon Land. I want to go to Osaka. I want to go to Nagasaki. I want to go to Hiroshima. I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go on the bullet train. I want to stay at Irene's. I want to go to the island where nobody lives on it anymore because it's all derelict. But yeah, I want to do it all. I want to do karaoke. Oh yeah,
I'd like to see Tokyo, I must admit.
Irene, I might get you into trouble in Japan. Me and Irene together. That would be hilarious. That'd be funny. Okinawa.
That's Okinawa, isn't it?
That's a small island off of... no, it's not Okinawa. It was built for the workers that were working there. Irene would know it. It's all crumbling away and it's all derelict, and it had a big community on there.
Wow.
I can't remember what it's called, but I want to try the different Kit Kats.
The main thing when I get over to the UK, I want to do is go and investigate German bunkers.
Oh, we can take him to a German bunker, Dan. That one in Belgium.
Oh yeah, that's rife haunted, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
That was using both wars, wasn't it? First and second.
Yeah.
The Second World War, I think it was the SS that had it, and a load got slaughtered in there, didn't they?
That was the one that they blew up, trying to blow him up.
Yep.
That one.
Dan, your kids sound like your kids are right in your room. I can hear it running
around. Do you know what? My boys run up and downstairs like an elephant tap dancing.
Yeah. Where's he get his energy from?
I don't know, not from me. You can say from me.
Siphon it off of him and bottle it. You'd be a millionaire in next to no time, Dan.
I'll tell you, you're not wrong. Rita's right. He's got a horse running around. It's very much like that.
Bless him.
I'll bless him in a minute.
No, leave him alone. He's funny. He is funny. He's a good kid, actually. But at least you can't hear the Hoover that's going on out there.
No, because he's drowning the sound of it out.
It's good.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I've got to get my shed put up in the garden.
Have you not done it yet?
I pulled the old one down. It weren't great. So now I'm going to get a different one and put it up, a new one.
You need a big one with all the insulating in. Heater
It'll have
in
all
there.
that. It'll have all that. I'll make
little bar in the corner, TV.
Oh yeah. Pissed up while you're doing shows.
We'll have to do that. Get pissed and go out ghost hunting just to see if it has any effect.
Definitely.
Dan, are you living in a house or in a flat?
House.
Okay. Thank God there's no one below you then.
Although the way he's jumping up and down them stairs, it'll turn into a flat soon because he's going to pull down the low top of it.
Bless him.
Yeah, jumping off the bed, and when you're down there, you can even jump off the bed and smash. He's going to come through that ceiling any minute.
Hey, I'm 51
We
years
always-
old and I still jump on the bed. So
We all used to do it though as kids. Everyone did it as kids. You can't have a go at him because you did it yourself, Dan.
I still do. Whee! Whee! What's Irene say? Summer festival is more fun when we invite the dead come home for a meal. It's more spooky. Oh, that sounds cool.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I wish, Cliff. I wish, mate.
Do you know, I'll tell you a quick funny story. I was telling a friend today, actually, at work, that where I used to work for a bonded warehouse, that used to have all the cargo come in and out, that used to go all over the world. Anyway, this particular day, I happened to be working and getting training on the transport side and bringing in cargo, known and unknown cargo, and all that sort of thing. And because it was a busy day, they told me to sit with the guy that worked the big X-ray machine. So this container comes in, and it was an import that came in from somewhere. I can't remember where now. And it was just there waiting to be loaded onto the thing that moves it along and through the X-ray machine. And it's a great big machine with a great big screen. And I'm sitting there with this little Indian man who's just told me, don't do anything, don't say anything, just watch and learn. Well, okay. So that's what I was doing. Anyway, this container comes near and he said, I can smell flesh. And I went, what? He said, there's remains in that. I said, I've looked at the carnet, the paperwork, as to what it is. He said, yeah, it doesn't match. He said, that is not going anywhere. So anyway, it went through the X-ray machine. He said he can smell it. I couldn't smell anything apart from, the normal fumes from the forklift and vans and lorries coming in and out. Anyway, put this thing on the X-ray, and sure enough, there were animal remains in there. Not just small bits. It was like totally prohibited items that shouldn't have got past border security. So he said, that's not being opened, that's not being released, that's going back to customs, and that's going to be destroyed. And he knew what was in there before he even put it on the X-ray machine. He could smell it. So
that's amazing.
That man to me, and he was only a little Indian man, so inoffensive, he had a true superpower. It was his sense of smell. He wasn't gagging or anything like that, but he knew he could smell it, and he knew what it was. Straight off.
Do you only been doing that job for years then?
I'm sure
he was fairly old.
Yeah.
Fairly old. I mean, he'd been working.
He might have honed his sense of smell.
Well, nothing got past him. He's pulled off handguns that were packed away, contraband. The man's just a bloody genius, and I don't know even if he's still alive. But that one day he said, "That's not going anywhere. I can smell flesh." How could he smell it? And I was just like, "What?"
No, some people are amazing, aren't they?
True superpower. He's got a superpower that he just wowed me, But yeah,
some people
he
are
was
phenomenal.
He was, and very unassuming. Very unassuming.
Quiet little fella.
Yeah, just did his job and was bloody good at it as well.
That's what you're saying. We've got a few more people like that now, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Aren't the crap getting through borders at the minute?
He used to try and train me up. Like, there's no way he could train me. I didn't know what I was looking at. It's like, what the hell's that? Yeah, we need to open that. I don't like the look of that. He found drugs. He found all sorts. But yeah, that man was amazing.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks to Brexit, the border agencies in operation pulling in trucks and overnight trucks actually. That would have been allowed for another day. Yeah. Yeah. It's all asked about face, Sarah.
I know. Oh, that's a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, nice cup of tea in the morning.
We are back next week, next Wednesday.
Yep.
And we do have a guest next Wednesday. Should I tell them who it is so they can
prepare
themselves? Hang on, let me just get the diary up, because we keep a diary because we're very popular,
Back by popular demand.
Hang on. I'm in the wrong bit, Dan.
Uh-oh.
So next week, are you ready?
Yep.
We are joined by none other than Ross Allison himself. And we are so excited to get him back. The man behind, what is it called? Parasense, the naked
Parasense, yeah.
Parasense, the naked experiment.
That's the one.
If you haven't seen it, you need to go on Amazon, Google it, do what you have to do, and watch it. It's not porn.
You can watch it on YouTube now for free.
You can.
It is a mind-blowing thing that Ross had done. And he turns the paranormal community on its head because he can prove spirit touch. Absolutely amazing. You would be sitting there with your mouths wide open like Dan and I did the first time we saw it.
That was unbelievable, wasn't it? Never seen anything like that before.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It was amazing.
So he's coming back on the show next Wednesday. So you've got a week to watch it. And any questions that you might have for him, the man will be there himself. You can ask him yourself or put the questions to him. But he's such an amazing fella. He's
lovely.
He's an author. He's a scientist. Not a scientist. He's not a scientist. What is he? What would you call him?
I would say he's a groundbreaker with experiments.
An innovator.
Yeah.
He's got a haunted museum himself. He does tours. He travels all across America talking and showing you bits about the paranormal. This guy is amazing. Eric, can you put the link up for YouTube?
Well, I think so. I don't think I have it. Not on the computer anyways. It's on my phone.
Yeah, maybe we can put it up later. We'll find it and put it up later in the chat.
I'll put it up. But if anything, I'll put it up in my page, and then in the chat.
Yeah. He's also in the process of filming the second part of the documentary. It is absolutely phenomenal. He's already asked me and Dan if we want to be in it. But we won't go naked, so we refused him politely, didn't we, Dan?
I'll make people throw up when I'm wearing clothes. God knows what they do when I do.
Oh, he's disappeared. He's had enough. I'm gone.
He's been abducted.
And we may or may not be joined with a surprise special guest that might pop on for 5 minutes. Irene, yeah, he might pop on to say hi.
He's back.
That was my fault. See, learning a new computer is hard.
So do try and join us on next Wednesday if you can. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Tell your friends, tell everyone, tell your granny, tell next door neighbour.
Tell your granny, tell her friends.
Yeah, tell her dumb down the bingo. Tune in and watch it because this is one you won't want to miss.
No.
But I am back on Sunday night, I think from 7 till 8 or 8 till 9. Sunday night anyway. Eric and I are doing the spiritual hour on Simply Spooky. That is going to start this Sunday. And it will be all about all things spiritual, mediumship, meditations, the little tweaks and things that we hope that we can pass on to you to try and, help you with your spiritual pathway and your journey. So it's not just all about me coming on and giving readings. Well, I might do it from time to time, but it's about you, the listeners, you in the chat. It's about you in the chat and your spiritual pathway. So that will be starting on this Sunday on the Simply Spooky channel. And we also have more shows coming in from Grizzly Chris. He will be working. Well, we're in the small wee hours. Grizzly's not. But there will be a lot of Grizzly shows coming to Simply Spooky as well. He will start streaming those too. Grizzly's on Sunday night anyway. So that's new to the show, to the network. And Dan has a new show. Do you want to tell him about your show, Dan?
Yeah, it's 4 hours long and it's about stamp collecting. You're gonna love it. It's like we're gonna go for each stamp and we're gonna look at the colour, the gradient on it, the gradients on it, see the perforations. If they're little slightly split, they're obviously not worth as much as some that aren't split. We're gonna go through all of that, and the 4 hours they'll just whisk away. No, the show I'm doing is called Magical Kingdoms, and it's about the Fae, and it's about elementals, nature beings or nature spirits, and everything else is connected and interconnected in them, and also magical creatures, so animals as well. So that, looking forward to doing that. Really looking forward to starting that one.
So that's starting soon, is it? Do you have a date?
That's starting within the next couple of weeks. Might be next week, but definitely the week after.
Irene, just funny. I love Irene. Brilliant.
Oh, you know what? Irene's going to be a guest on there. We'll talk about all sorts of stamps.
I actually like stamps.
And then I'll get you on the next show, Flags of the World.
God,
have you ever seen what is it now? I forget the name of it now. But Sheldon.
The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Maps of the World, or Flags of the World.
He got his girlfriend in it, didn't he? At one point.
It was funny.
Oh, you're behind.
That's called the full moon.
You're really, really interesting. I think most of the people that are on the chat are on my page already.
No name.
Hey, I like knitting. Stop that.
Wales does have a very nice flag. I must admit, they do have a very nice flag.
My favourite flag, and I'm a little bit biased, but I do love it, is the Egyptian flag.
Oh,
that's a nice flag.
Too, yeah.
I really love the
nice
colours. I love the Egyptian flag. To me, I love it.
It is a nice flag, the Egyptian flag. And the Welsh flag's a nice flag as well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of... Well, you'll learn more about flags when my show starts.
I remember flags and stamps and what else?
And the flag.
Well, I'm doing one about flags and loose women. It's going to be called Flags and Slags.
Flags and slags. Oh,
Flags and slags. Oh no, Sarah. Oh no.
She's flagging with her dragon.
I do like the Yorkshire flags. I don't. What? Oh, I thought you said you didn't like Yorkshire pudding. Then I was going to drive up there tonight and slap you.
Yeah, I know. I love Yorkshire.
I love Yorkshire pudding.
Doesn't originate in Yorkshire.
Yorkshire doesn't originate in Yorkshire. Yorkshire actually comes from America.
Flogging. Who are you flogging, Sarah? Oh, she's flogging her dragon.
Yorkshire flag. Yeah, but a nice flag, the Yorkshire flag.
Oh dear. No, the Welsh flag's pretty good. It's got a dragon.
It's lovely, the Welsh flag, really lovely.
What is that dragon called? What has got a name? Has it got a name?
Oh shoot, I know it, but I can't remember the name.
Of the Welsh dragon on the flag.
I've seen a name, but I can't remember it.
Well, so long as it covers your nunny, that's all you need to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. The rabbit holes we go down, Dan.
I know. Not right, are we? We're not right.
White rose.
Indeed, the white rose. It is a nice flag, the Yorkshire flag. I've always been a bit biased with Yorkshire because I love it.
I know, but you haven't seen.
Oh, is that what it's called? Dragon of Cadwallader. I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong.
How do you pronounce that?
Cadwallader?
Cadwallader. I wouldn't know. I'm just assuming.
Do you say that in a Welsh accent?
Dragon of Cadwallader, didn't it? Dragon of Cadwallader.
What we need to do next year, we need to have on St David's Day. We should do a Welsh edition of this show.
We could.
We should do that. We should do that.
We could. That would be good.
Bryce,
we should do one for all different. We should do one for the 4th of July week. We should do one for America.
Yeah, when we burn the White House down, yeah.
When we burn it down. Can't speak Welsh.
We'll just make it up. We just make it up as we go along.
Have subtitles.
I think if you watch it through Facebook, you can see the subtitles come up sometimes, can't you? So there'll be subtitles. Don't you worry about that. We should do one for Wales, one for Scotland.
Don't wear a flag on his vlog. If only you could find a long enough flag, Irene, that would be the problem there.
Yeah, but if you got naked and wore your flag, you would be confused for sumo, and they'd think
that is true. That is very true.
Don't want to go there.
I said, okay,
Kathy.
We could do one for Ireland for St Patrick's.
I've got to do Irish one. Got to do an Irish one. St Andrews has got one.
Yeah. Who's your patron saint, Eric, over in America? Do you have a Saint's Day or something?
No, not really. Do we?
Amazon, no, in America.
A Saint's Day? No, we don't have one.
Do you have one?
No, we don't have one.
What's that one where they made the film where the little rodent comes out and tells you about the weather?
Oh, that is Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, we'll have a groundhog special.
Groundhog Day, that's a brilliant film, that is. It's where he gets trapped in the same day over and over again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's Dan Aykroyd, wasn't it?
Yep.
The three of us will do this special Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog Day. That is
we'll keep asking Eric the same questions.
Over and over again.
Bill Murray, yes. Sorry, thank you, Sarah. Bill Murray.
See, now you're confusing me, Dan. You made me think it was...
I confuse everybody. I'll just turn up and I'll confuse everybody. Oh, was it Cadwallader?
Cadwallader.
See, now I'm going to say that to some Welsh person and they're going to beat me up, aren't they?
What did you just call me?
What you say? I don't know, Brian.
That sounds bloody Indian, doesn't it?
Charwalla.
Cadwalla. Oh, fuck you, bloody. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Right. We are going to call it a day. We've gone over this.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what. They're not going to be happy with us.
Who?
Oh.
Nick.
Cadwalla.
Nick Waller. Nick Waller.
I don't think he comes on until 5.
Do you remember Nick Waller?
Yeah.
He was a talentless fat fuck, wasn't he? He was up his own arse. Such up his own arse.
I dare you on Nick's show to go, hello, Nick Waller.
Hello, Nick Waller.
If you ever found out, it'd kill you. You know that.
Nick Waller was, he was up his own arse. Was he a singer?
I don't know.
Or if he's Australian, it could be Nick Wallaby.
Nick Wallaby?
Nick Wallaby.
It's like that song, what is that? Wall Me Down?
I need all the help I can get. Irene.
Nick Waller was a singer.
Nick Waller of the Paranormal.
Nick Waller won that Pop Idol, didn't he, or something like that? Nick Waller.
It was Pop Idol or something like that, wasn't it? But I remember seeing he's so up his own arse.
Nick Waller of the Corn.
The Corn.
He likes cockroaches.
He was a fucking Don't hear him now, do you, Nick Waller?
Didn't he work for a car phone warehouse or something like that? And
that was the other one, wasn't it? That was the Welsh, not the Welsh guy, the opera singer fella. Nick Waller was.
Hang on, I'm going to Google Nick Waller.
You might, the other one, you'll think, what's the one you're thinking of? I can't think his name now. He was a car phone warehouse guy when he won Britain's Got Talent or something, I think. I can't remember, one of those shows, or X Factor it might have been. Are they still going, them shows? America's Got Talent. They are.
America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent.
It says Nick Waller
Still going.
bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Bodybuilder.
Nick
Waller.
Yep.
Nick Waller singer. Hang on.
And I can tell you right from the start that Britain has more talent than America.
Blimey, America must be hard up. We've got more talent than we got.
Oh my God, if this is him now.
Oh, wow.
Can you make that bigger?
Okay.
Does that say R.I.P.?
No. It's got the Nick artistpr.com. Nick Waller.
Wow.
That doesn't look like his face.
You sure?
Oh, let me have a look.
Shall I put Nick Waller, UK singer?
Yeah. Oh.
We're all looking up Nick Waller.
We're all looking up Nick Waller. Yeah, I know here he is, Viv.
Nick Waller.
Hello, I'm Nick Waller. And I'm into the paranormal. I've got a show with the Scotsbird on a Thursday. Viv. All right, I've got a show on Thursday with a Scottish bird.
Oh, Nick Waller. I was looking at
What
these
happened to
other
Nick
Nick
Waller?
Wallers, and they're not very nice.
What's that?
I'm looking at other Nick Wallers and they're not as nice.
No, this is ITV's hit talent show, The X Factor, made headlines recently when it announced it would not be returning for another series. The flagship lasted 17 years and produced some of the biggest names in the music industry, but this isn't the first talent show fans have faced disappointment.
Oh my God.
Gareth Gates are all young. This is can't fade into. Oh, Oblivion. Oh, okay. So Nick Waller. One of those contestants was Gillingham singer. Oh, Rick Waller.
That's Nick Waller.
That?
Nick
That's
Waller.
a different fella. Rick Waller, Viv, who graced our TV screens the very first series of Pop Idol back in 2001. He found himself building out pitch perfect songs.
Char Waller. That's me.
Char Waller, yeah. Unfortunately, Rick's downfall will begin almost as quickly as his rise to fame. In week 2 of the finals, the Kent star came down with a severe case of laryngitis and pulled out of the show. It wasn't all doing good at the time after dropping.
You've got the X Factor. On
X Factor. Rick got
Mind
off
you,
to a good
if it
start.
wasn't for X Factor, we wouldn't have the lovely Rylan Clark. I love Rylan.
I'm sure we'll have another full hit with.
Oh, you wouldn't have Jedward.
He's on Celebrity Fit Club. It's not funny, really. He was, 2002, the Gillingham local appeared on Celebrity Fit Club, a reality TV show which followed overweight celebs trying to shed the pounds for charity. But he was booted off the programme when he was caught binge eating.
Is that Rick Waller? Not Nick. Rick.
Rick Waller.
I think we should just give Nick that nickname anyway. Nick Waller.
It's got to be Nick Waller, isn't it?
Nick Waller. He'll go, what? He won't know what we're talking about. You just Nick
Oh,
Waller.
he couldn't sell tickets.
Daniel, are terrible.
Oh,
We should get Nick
he was
Waller.
cut his own arse.
We'll get Rick Waller to come out with us ghost hunting. Listen to him scream.
He fell head over heels for a pagan. Rick was reportedly engaged to marry a pink-haired pagan goth and starstruck fan. The two were said to have met when she rushed up on stage to hug Rick during one of his performances in 2007. I'm getting tired of singing. I can't rely on it. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. It's just...
It reminds me of that song, and I make up my own words for it. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche in the middle of the night.
Blinded by the light. His name is Nick Waller, and he's full of shite. He's blinded.
It's Rick Waller, not Nick. Oh, God.
Brian's someone put a Hulk Hogan Rita's put.
Yep.
Sarah put without Simon Cowell, there is a God. Somebody's put Wallace. What? Brian's put Wallace and Gromit. And it says, I don't know who Rick Waller is, but I'll still have to take a look now. You don't know who Rick Waller is, you've got to have a look on that.
Go on YouTube and YouTube Rick Waller.
Not Nick Waller, because it'll take you straight to one of the shows on here.
Rick Waller's a bodybuilder. Nick Waller. If you want to go and have a little perv at that, you know, if you like a bit of muscle. It didn't look too bad. Oh, God. Right, that's us banned for the rest of the year. I'm blaming
Right.
Eric. It's Eric's fault.
It's Eric's fault.
Yep. I agree.
Right, so we will see you when we next see you. But thank you very much for joining us in the chat.
That just move.
What was that? Oh, she got a chair that goes up and down.
Lazy boy.
Oh,
Oh, get you. Get you. We love you too, Irene.
I don't see why it would happen now, Sarah. It never happened before. Love you, Irene.
We will speak to you all soon. We'll catch you on another show. Take care, everyone.
Take it easy, guys. Take